It's Friday. I left Palm Springs and I'm on the way to Morongo Casino. They're usually very busy. I just checked the list. It's about noon right now and they already have 15 people on the list. So by the time I'm there, the list is gonna be long, but I'm gonna catch a seat at one point. You see the windmills? I just a little bit out of Palm Springs on Highway 10 that leads to Los Angeles. Whenever I see these windmills, Don Quixote comes to mind, and I want to lower my spear and charge the giants, yelling the name of Dulcinea or whatever comes to mind. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers! Morongo Resort. They have also a little casino here, which is specially just for truck drivers, and in the back it's oversized parking for truck drivers and RVers. You can stay there, no questions asked. Here we are, and there's a sign: Casino RV semi-truck parking. There's a there's Morongo, but I evaluated situation and I decided to leave. What's going on here? Well, they have only one table 300 game, and that's money that I have right now for today, and 15 people on waiting list. That ain't gonna happen soon. I looked casinos around. My next stop, Lake Elsinore, they have like only one person on a waiting list. So I'm gonna hit the road. It's about hour and 15 minutes, 45 miles drive from here, and I'm gonna go to Lake Elsinore today and stay tomorrow because it was planned and I'm gonna meet some people. So wish me luck on the road to Lake Elsinore. And I made it to Lake Elsinore Casino. I parked here next to the truck between this trailer. There's a sign to ask at the front desk for overnight parking, so that's promising. There's Econo Lodge down there, and there's the casino, poker room. I was here 2 years ago, in 2019, when I started my big trip. I played a cash game. It was a little bit boring. I think it was May 9th and it was Mother's Day. Next to me was the guy with his mom, and she's just pulling hundreds from her purse and giving to a son who's just busting. Later he got some money back. After that I played the tournament and busted out fifth with pocket aces cracked and got into a fight with some blonde woman. I even don't remember what was it, you know, poker talk at the table. So I hope they don't remember me. Well, I went in, I registered. I'm 14th on the list for 300 game, and the girl put the sign on me that I'm over 21 because that's hard to guess. Over 21.
Let me give you one of these.
Let's see where he is. Hey, River got you changed.
Flush.
He had a flush.
Yeah, he had a flush.
He had a flush with a 9. Look.
And there were...
It's Saturday and I am in Lake Elsinore. Played last night, little win, I was excited to see what kind of cards I'm gonna get. I left Nevada, I'm in California. That's where I get the best action. Las Vegas and Nevada for me, like, no, nothing. The first dealer changed 30 minutes. It was really nothing, and I had to steal like 2 pots. Then later I got ace king, I got ace queen, I got pocket queens. Didn't make anything with those, but got ace king again. So cards start coming my way, except I'm not connecting to the flop. There were 2 hands when I flopped 2 pair. One I had a jack 8, the other one I had a 10-9. I had a 2 pair, but a flush came on a river. So I lost that one. With jack 8, I won decent pot with 2 pair. And then the best pot was when I had 9-8 suited. There was a little raise pre-flop. I called it. I was, I think, on a button. I had the position, so normally I'm in the hand. And then whoever bet the flop, there was like 3 or 4 callers. The turn, all of them start checking, and then I bet $7. Pot was maybe even close to 100. I don't remember exactly, but I bet $7. All of them call. The river brings the flush and the straight. They all check to me. I bet 75. Guy on my right calls. He shows pocket 7. He got fucked on a river. So that was my best hand. Nothing else deserves mentioning. Players? Oh, nothing. Easy game. I could live here and make 100,000 a year easy. But Lake Elsinore, where's the lake? Do I want to go over there to see it? No. You want to see a drone shot? Don't watch my video. Here's a hand that all of us like, pocket kings. I raised 13 pre-flop, got 3 callers. Flop comes king 9, 8. I check. The loose guy on my left bets 35. Another loose guy next to him calls. I go all in. Loose guy calls for 151. Turn is 10, river is ace, and I win about 250 in that hand. Okay, it's probably about 5 o'clock Saturday in the afternoon, and I finished the session at Lake Elsinore. It was a rough one. I was in for 700, suffered for 4 hours, and then the new dealer came. That dealer gave me 2 or 3 hands. In those 2-3 hands I got nice pots. I have 1,050. I'm in for 700, up 350. Okay, let's wrap. Going to San Diego, and I get ace king. Make it 18 pre-flop. King on a flop, 2 diamonds. I had 2 callers, so I bet 45. 1 calls, the other folds. Turn is black card. I bet 75. This guy calls. River brings a diamond. Does he have it? Did he really stay in? And then he bets his last about $59, $60, I don't remember. I feel obligated to donate. I call, he has jack 4 of diamonds. I played 1 more round and leaving. But point is, I had enough cards and good hands, and that is what I'm saying. That's what I expect in California. Getting out of Nevada and being card dad. So here's the hand that gave me the biggest pot, and at that moment I have over 1,000. I started the hand with 625 in front of me. Blinds are 1-3. I made it 15 and got 2 callers. The 2 loose guys actually. Flop was hip hip hooray. So I check. One of them bets 29. Both of us call, so now we see the turn card. Club, small card. I'm thinking, do I want to bet now? What would it mean to them that I check the flop and then I bet the turn with this 4? All I can represent maybe some clubs, but it doesn't make sense at all. It doesn't connect to my hand with $15 pre-flop raise. Checking the flop may give them idea of ace king or even small pair, pocket tens, nice. So I check again. One of them bets 20, the other one folds, and I said, if he's chasing these diamonds, now this may be the chance to keep him in a hand. So pot right now is like $150, and he bet on a flop 29, now on a turn only 20. That gives me a hint that he really doesn't have much. So I said, he must be chasing these diamonds. I'm gonna raise. I make it 101. He just made a look like strange, and then he calls, easy. Pot is 338, the river card is dime. Well, what can I do? Took me a while to kind of get back even with my buy-in of 700, and now I'm gonna lose big pot. Because I decided he's on the diamonds. Also the straight comes. I'm afraid that my queens are not good, and I'm just gonna check. I was surprised that he also checked, and he shows ace jack, and I win a nice pot, puts me over 1,000. And special treat for you, top 5. And I want to give you my 5 favorite voices from the old days, the singers that when they start singing, you just know their name immediately based on a color of their voice. Number 1, Noddy Holler. Noddy, the greatest rock and roll voice of all times. The member of Slade, the band that started the glam rock. And tell me, what did you think when you heard the first time this?
Well, all right, everybody!
Yeah. Get down and get with it. They're probably first and the biggest hit of all times. In '69, Ches Chandler became their manager. Ches Chandler, who was a bassist in Eric Barton's Animals and manager of Jimi Hendrix. He took over as a manager and encouraged the band to start writing their own material. They were searching for over 2 years, and then in '71 somehow everything fell in place and they just exploded for 3-4 years. I mean, they were the top act in Europe. They even came to America, huge success. And we all know songs like Mama, We're All Crazy Now, or Come Feel the Noise. Amazing voice, amazing voice. Number 2 is the one that also colored the generation, starting from Woodstock. Joe Cocker. And with little help of my friends, one of the first records that I bought, that was Beatles song, but Joe did it on his own way and his own voice, and for generations, never mind through 70s, 80s, 90s, his voice, you always recognize it. Number 3 for me is Paul Rodgers. Paul Rodgers is maybe not that much recognizable, but what he does with his voice, he uses it almost as an instrument. Paul Rodgers was the member of the band Free with Paul Kossoff. They lasted only 1 album and a couple of big concerts in England, and the band ended when Paul Kossoff died of overdose, one of those idiots dying at 26-7 years. Paul Rodgers continued with a bass player or a drummer, I forgot. They formed the Bad Company, and he continued, even had a little band with Jimmy Page. They didn't do much. But it's interesting that Paul Rodgers was the first choice for Jimmy Page when they were moving from Yardbirds and called themselves one year even New Yardbirds, and then became Led Zeppelin. Paul Rogers was the choice for the singer of the Led Zeppelin band, and Jimmy Page said, oh, that kid from the Free, he sounds really good. And then they normally found another legend. Number 4, Rod Stewart. I had to start with Rod Stewart when he was member of Faces. That was the best period of Rod Stewart. Later they moved him too much to pop music, but again, the voice that you recognize the moment he starts singing. Great one. And number 5, Chris Farlow, less known, but one of the originals from 60s, again from England. All these guys are English. And Chris Farlow was the member of the band Colosseum. I have to encourage you again to listen their album Colosseum Live, where you can see what he's doing with his voice. Amazing. This will be all now, closing at Lake Elsinore session and moving down to San Diego. See you down on the Felt.